speaker for today is Ishan Menon. He's just 19 years old and he is a first year BMS student. He is an activist, a global politics junkie, and an advocate for youth involvement in politics. He's a fellow of Seeds of Peace and while by LAC. So he will be sharing his personal best leadership experience, and he will be talking about the time, how he organized his time and spoke at TED ED event. So yeah.
Welcome, Ishan.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Made me feel super self-important. Um, so,
Well, enjoy it when you get it.
yeah, I'll take it.
Go ahead.
So, hi, I'm Ishan. I turned 19 this year, and college just started for me. I'm studying BMS right now. Um, so thinking of this while Sandhya auntie asked me to speak here, I really did not know what to talk about because I believe that my experiences are super fragmented. Like I do not have like one distinct leadership moment or experience, but I had like a long talk with my mom, and we figured something out. And it was a coin toss between this, the TED Ed event, and the RA protest things. And the TED Ed event won. So I'll be talking about that today. And if there's time, maybe we can go over the other stuff as well.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So some background. This is about the end of 11th grade. I'm giving my exams, my terminal exams, and that's when I come across this website for TED. I think it was through one of those TED Ed YouTube videos where they talk about some interesting stuff like I don't know, global politics, and through that I ended up on the TED Ed website, and there I saw this TED Ed Club program. So essentially, it's for everyone that doesn't know about the program, it's a program where you organize a club, like a club in school, and the end project of that club is delivering a TED style talk, and that goes up on the TED Ed YouTube channel, right? So it looked pretty fun. Okay, more context to all of this. So in about 10th grade or whatever, like 8th, 9th, 10th grade, I was pretty active in school, and as such, as one gets active in school, you get positions, right? Like class rep and student council and all of that. So all through that, I saw leadership as something that I did once I got this role, right? So, okay, now I'm class rep. So now I need to act as a class rep. Now, I'm in the student council. Now I need to act the position of the student council. So it wasn't really something that I was doing passively. It was more of or I was going towards proactively. It was something that was a byproduct of, getting this position. And after I got done with school, I was in a pretty weird position where, I felt like I got dropped off of the deep end because school has, very rigid social structure. And suddenly, there's all of this freedom. And on top of which, I did not score particularly well. So I wasn't super happy with the college that I was into. So in the vacation through all of that, I decided that, I'm going to do a lot, like all of this energy that I was putting into, crying about how I do not particularly love the college that I'm into, or how my marks did not, reach where I wanted them to reach. I decided that I'd do extracurricular activities. I'd put all of this time and all of this energy into doing stuff on top of college, obviously. So that's when I did the Seeds of Peace Fellowship. And then now during the exam time, as I told you, now back to 11th grade, I finished that. I filled up the form and everything, and I asked one of my friends to be co-leader because I thought, I wouldn't be able to manage all of this together. And so I sent her the form, and then I went to like volunteer at a forest for a month. And then when I came back, by the time I came back, I got like the result, and wow, okay, I'm now a TED Ed club leader, and they have it's pretty amazing how they have everything set for you. Like they have these guidelines, they have like a book and everything that you go through, and essentially resources to help you manage this club. And so I was looking through that, and I was texting my co-leader when she texted me that, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. And that was the first big blow. Because now we've already gone through the whole process. Like we found ourselves an advisor. We found like a couple members as well. And now I have to like, row this whole ship myself. So that was the first blow. And okay, side note, I'm going to be like very, very honest here. Like all of the stuff, like I failed in all of the, all of the dumb stuff that I did while going through the whole process. So like, is not going to be, just glossing over, I did this amazing thing, I did this amazing thing. It's also going to be like, wow, I did this intensely stupid thing, but we got over it. So yeah. Yeah, and another thing, I'll probably run off in a couple tangents, so just have patience with me on that. So yeah, my friend dropped out, and then on top of which, the usual TED Ed program is supposed to be like done in high school, but like in American high school, which is like 8th through 12th grade. But I'm in 11th grade now, and almost ending 11th grade. So there is no rigid structure, as I said. Everything's like I have to do everything myself. I cannot ask a teacher to call an assembly, or get people to stay back in school for the wait back period and then have club activities there. So I decided to take like a very weird approach now that I think about it. So instead of just having them all of the participants from my college, I decided I'm going to have like participants from a lot of different colleges. So we had like about 2 people from St. Xavier's, a couple from SIS, a couple from Jai Hind, and then my college, and then Ruia, which was pretty weird now that I think about it, because not only did I have to manage like the schedule of my college, my classes, I had to like plan meetings in such a way that it worked for all of these different colleges, and then having to take permissions with like all of these different colleges. And yeah, that was the first time I really realized what I had gotten myself into. And I was on my own there. So that was pretty fun. And oh well, what then? So we went through all of that. I picked up, the reins, and we went through like all of our meetings and stuff. And but as like now, each period of the TED Ed thing is 3 months, right? So my thing started, I think, in April. So I had April, May, and June, and July. So like that's 3 months, right? And we had time till then. But pretty soon I realized that, this is, we will not be able to make this timeline because of how much time it was taking, for all of this to happen. Plus, like the amount of discussion we needed to do to till I felt we had like reached a proper consensus, or we had flushed out a topic. So like one of the topics was our education system. And, this is such a thing that you really cannot finish discussing or debating or completing the dialogue in half an hour, right? All of the intricacies, all of the details. So our sessions would go on really long, and I had to plan for that. And as we kept going on, the 12th grade school year started, and well, we reached July, and then I had to apply for extending the deadline by another 3 months. So now we had it till October, which in itself was pretty interesting to do, because I had to provide, the TED team with like a report of what all we have done till now, what all we have completed, and why I'm asking for a deadline, and if I will be even able to meet the next deadline. And so that took like a couple of weeks, but we got that done. So this is essentially a lot of organizational work. It's much more organization than I ever thought I'd have to do, but that's just how it is, I guess. So we asked for extensions, and then again, 12th grade started, and 12th grade is then like extremely important year for all of us, right? And as we kept going, enthusiasm for the group started dropping as 12th grade kept like getting more and more intense. So I had like a couple people here and there drop out, and like with every person dropping out, it was like a blow to my self-esteem. Like, okay, we're all in this boat together. Why are you like, ouch? But obviously that's just part and parcel. And I had to learn how to deal with it after like the first 4 people dropped out. And then, yeah, member departures. And okay, now that we're like 3.5 months, 4 months into the program, I had to go and meet different colleges to figure out, where the final venue of the program will be. If you're going to have like an audience, if you're going to have a proper auditorium, and all of that. Also in school, it is relatively easy, right? I just had to, meet one principal, and she was pretty forthcoming. But like now I'm meeting 4 different vice principals for different colleges, figuring out, what would work best for us, and drafting out these lengthy ass letters, and with everything being super formal and stuff, and then I'd get a reply like 3 weeks later with like one line. So that was interesting to do as well. And then I met I think 3 different principals, vice principals, and we had a long ass lengthy discussion. And in the beginning, everyone is super forthcoming, right? They're like, that's an amazing idea, this is beautiful. But then when it actually comes to figuring out the details, that's when people draw the line. They're like, okay, this is beautiful, but I'm sorry, like we don't have this schedule is packed, or that you're going to have to pay for the auditorium. So that took quite a lot of time to figure out. And then finally we just ended up settling with my college, and I figured something out, and we got the auditorium booked. But like through all of this, it was also all of us still had to research our own talks as well. We came up with like we had to come up with a banner for it, banner in the sense, an umbrella topic under which all of our topics would come in. So after like a good week of discussions, we decided to come up with humanity and sustainability. So human-made systems and how sustainable they are in the long run. And obviously, while pitching it to the vice principals and all, I had to mention all of this, what topics all of our participants are going to be talking about, and just a basic overview of what they're going to be talking about, so I can tell the vice principal that it's not going to be something that is super out of your curriculum or outlandish, and that it is going to be educational, and it is going to be something of value for your students as well. So that also had a lot to do with talking to my members, figuring out what their ideas are, and then being able to streamline them in a way that it isn't just a couple of erratic thoughts, and it actually makes one cohesive narrative, and that all of our talks together also contributed to like one stream of consciousness, or one stream of thought. So that was interesting as well. And yeah, and once we fixed up the hall and the day and the time, I had to, fix up for camera equipment, sound, lighting, how everything's going to work, and then, drafting out the flyer. And then I had to shave down. So each club has, you can buy about 7 to 6 to 5 people can give a talk, so that it doesn't like draw on for too long. So we shave that down, and then some more people left. And from the speakers, I had to, shave that down even more. And that was fun as well. So now all of this is done. I send the TEDx team another email, like being super excited because this is the final day, October 19th, we are going to do it. And obviously, like the end of October was our deadline. So thankfully I'm at that. Because this had happened once before as well, where I'd said, we're going to do it in August, but then it did not pan out because I had a couple of things planned and we got it done. But in the end, I felt like our topics or our all of our speeches together weren't really that flushed out, and it was very shallow. So I felt like we had to go over all of them again and figure out a better way to convey what we're trying to say. So I had to send another email there as well saying that, this, I'm sorry, and then extension. And but this time I was fairly sure. I was fairly certain we have everything done. We can go forward with this. So I sent them another email, and they seem pretty excited as well, the people at TED. So okay, it's the day of the. It's 19th October is the day of the thing. I have everything set. I have everything planned out in my head. And we've communicated with all of the speakers. And then another speaker of mine drops out. Now, this is when my flyer is done, right? We have an audience. We have the hall. My vice principal knows what we're talking about. Like, we have submitted the first draft to her. And on the day, I have a speaker dropping out. So we have only 3 speakers now. And either way, I communicated to my vice principal. She's like, okay, as long as you're going to be able to pull through, I'm fine with it. And then we reached the my college, and the hall is packed, right? But like we were part of a longer program, and the program before us was taking way too long, and our time was, I don't even remember actually, but we'd already gone like about an hour overboard because the previous team had some special thing planned, and they had, someone fairly famous brought in. So that really went on for quite a while. And while I was dealing with this, then another speaker had another commitment they had to meet. So we decided that we'd change the venue, and we'd just have, in front of a projector, and we'll forget the audience. But that didn't really work out either because another team had to come to that audience hall. So we had to move back in and again. But what happened in all of this is that another one of our speakers, she had a sort of a panic attack thing, where because we're moving so much and because of all of the chaos and the mayhem, and we really had to, sit her down, and we all sat and talked about it all over again, assessed our priorities, and she felt like her presentation wasn't, completely well researched, and that she was underprepared, and she wouldn't be able to go forth with her material to the audience. So when I heard that, I was panicking so much. I was like, okay, I am done with this. I am running out. This has been too long in the making. And in the last moment, I can't have something like this happen to me. And I was completely done. But then I realized, that we're already here. Like, what can happen? We've gone through so much already. We have all prepared for so long, right? and it'd be stupid for me to just be impulsive about this and be like, okay, I'm done, I'm leaving, I've done enough, and let everybody figure it out for themselves. So I had like a moment there, and then I got back in a proper state of mind, and we talked it through. We went over her material, and we got to a place where she was very pretty confident, much more confident than before about her material, and that she'd be able to speak it out. But the one problem was that she wouldn't be able to do it in front of 1,500 people. I mean, 1,500 is too much. It was 300 people at best. But she just wouldn't be able to do it. She didn't feel it okay at all. So I'd either go forward with 2 speakers, or I'd find a way to move venues again or ditch the audience. And so I spent 15 minutes thinking about that. Whether I should go forward with it or not. And this is already the 4th breakdown of the day I'm having, right? Just in the morning, I lost a speaker. And then this venue thing is annoying me, right? And then another speaker has a problem. And then finally, that she just would not be able to do it in front of such a large audience. So I was like, what? We had to go through all of our priorities here. Our main 3 goals were, 1, to put forth our ideas forward, 2, to help to give the people in the college a new perspective to look out through, and 3 would be uploading this on the YouTube video of TED. And we had to go over that and put them in order, right? So our first thing would be to put out our idea, right? Now, obviously, now that can be done with or without an audience, because we have the camera recording, and it is going to go on the TED YouTube channel, right? So we made a call that, fine, we're going to get rid of the audience, and we just waited till the audience left, and then we set up the whole thing. And as I said, another speaker had another engagement forward. So it was some sort of a law class. So we talked through that as well, talked to the sir there and asked them, this is we've been doing this for so long. If you, for one day, if you could just excuse the student. And we worked through that, and we waited through. So instead of starting at 5 or 4 or 6 or whatever the time was, we were starting at 7. Without an audience, it's already dark outside. So everybody's already left. And so we set everything up on our own. We had one sir of the cultural committee helping us out. And we set everything up, we got it rolling, and we took about, okay, so one plus point that came out of not having an audience is that we could take multiple takes, right? The first time we mess up, we do something weird, we can always take another take. So that was one thing that came out of the of getting rid of the audience, because I was really looking forward to the audience, and it was a personal thing that I had to deal with, of not having the audience anymore, because my segment was going to be pretty engaging, and it was going to be pretty audience intensive. And now that I lost that aspect of it, I had to also rework my my material. But then again, nothing I can do on that part of it. It's either that, or we go ahead with 2 speakers, and I'm not losing another speaker. So we had last minute changes. We got done with it. We finished up finally. But that's not where it ended, right? For the speakers, sure. But then I had to process the videos and then get someone to edit them, right? And then get it approved by the TED people. And So I took like 2 days off after that, and I started searching for editors, for video editors. Now, one of my friends was going to edit it, and but there was a miscommunication there. She thought like she just had to edit mine. So she did mine, and the two other speakers were just left to dry there. So I sat and learned how to edit videos there. And iMovie is fairly easy, so it was easy to get through. But that was an experience, like that was a learning curve as well, where I had to learn how to edit a video and then also re-edit my video as well so that it matches the theme of the other two. Um, so we did that. And now it's up on the TED YouTube channel. And yeah, looking back, it was a pretty overly stressful journey, more stressful than it had to be. But I think at the end of it, it was an experience, and there's a lot of things I would do differently. Like before, while I thought of this topic to speak, I went and watched the video, and it was I really like. As much as I agree with the points that I made, I feel like I could have done so much more. So I'm not going to be sharing the video here. So yeah. So that's essentially it for the TED Ed thing.
Yes, and that is such